Hey you guys, thank you for tuning back to me, Dre Space. Your girl Dre, and I'm here to talk all things self-care, anxiety, talk about how we're dealing with our everyday life, um, just taking care of ourselves mentally. I am here for that. So let me talk about some things that I just read across that makes your anxiety worse. Okay? Oh, what are we doing? It's some habits that we're doing. I'm gonna get right on into it. You are summer and after fall, I'll keep you are summer and after fall, I'll keep you. What are we doing to make our anxiety worse? Number one, skipping meals. Who's doing it? Sometimes I skip a meal or two, okay? But when you skip a meal, you know what? Your attitude get bad. You're irritable. It's a lot that can go on just because you ain't ate. You didn't skip breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you didn't mixed out on dinner, or just skipping it because you got too much going on, work, it's a lot going on. You're like, I don't know what it is. But if you think about it, look up, have you eaten? Have you eaten? Haven't eaten, that might be what the problem may be. You know why? Because your attitude might be bad, you're lightheaded, you're nervous. You know what I'm saying? Might be then got a little dizzy at this point. Okay, go get you something to eat before you start bringing in all this stuff with your anxiety. And we don't need to be playing around with it because it's already bad as it is. So we definitely want to stop all these habits that we got that causes the issue. And I'm trying to get my camera together. So sorry. Okay, eating sugar, drinking sugar, like anything with a lot of sugar in it, does not help our anxiety. Listen, I do all this. Everything on this list I'm finna tell you, pretty much. I am definitely a person that have some bad habits that I know now why I deal with a lot of anxiety as time go on. We're gonna talk about it. So the next thing is talking about the sugar, because sugar can bring on a whole lot of health problems and diseases. We already know our sugar intake that got to go down because it increases the risk, as according to studies, it increases the risk of you going through dealing with a whole lot of health habits, like a whole lot of health problems. And we just got to be healthy. And it's a new year, not to say, oh, this is a resolution, but just you have to get better by eating better. What we put into our bodies affects our mind and body, you guys. Okay, not exercising, also me. Okay, but I'm about to change that. Okay, because your girl gotta get a little bit finer than I am right now, a little bit more finer. Thank you. But yeah, exercising helps in so many ways. It helps lower a lot of anxiety. I think you build a lot of endorphins when you are working out, I believe. Don't quote me. But exercising helps with anxiety. So if you ain't doing it, well, that's not gonna help. Watching the dang gone news. I had to stop because I'm like, yo. The news will have your nerves so bad that your anxiety will go to a whole nother level, before you even realize. But it's good to be mindful. Stay mindful of things that's going on in your area, things that's going around the world. There's nothing wrong with taking it in. Okay, it's not. I think how much you're taking in is the issue. Just like with food and things like that, and trying to what we're putting in our bodies. It's like, okay, if we have a certain amount of that, helps. You know what I'm saying? Like a certain amount, not overindulging in any of it. So even overindulging in watching a lot of the news, it will get your nerves bad. Okay, now it's too much going on. It's a lot going on. It's a bad time to be living. I ain't gonna lie. But minimize how much of the news we take in. Turn off some of them notifications, the news notifications on your phone, because they'll drive you crazy too. And you'll just be in this mood. It can just change the mood that you're in just that quick. Because you see stuff, or you'll see and you be like, dang, that's messed up, or why we gotta, it's just, look, we've had a bad year. Turn the news off. Okay. Another thing is ignoring your anxiety. Not really admitting to the fact that you have it. Not realizing the signals of your anxiety building. Things like, what else? Like, you know, just not being self-aware. You gotta be more self-aware of what's going on, what can trigger your anxiety and stuff. So if you're not paying attention at what can definitely do that to you, or what can get you in a mindset of it'll take you a certain place, if you're not being more aware and, you know, just letting anything, so you gotta take your space, like your space is your space. So like you have to be more aware of what you're letting in your space, you know? So don't ignore your anxiety. That ain't gonna do nothing but make it worse. Caffeine, let me tell you something. I had to bring the camera a little bit close, okay? I'm using this different tripod. Listen. Drinking caffeine, like everybody, I know a few people that's into the Starbucks. Well, I can't talk today. The Starbucks, and they get their coffee on. A lot of people drink coffee. I don't, but a lot of people do. And so with that being said, it's a lot of caffeine in coffee. And like I say, if you're dealing with anxiety, caffeine does make it a little bit worse. Like I said, I don't drink coffee, but I drink, I have something that has caffeine in it. It's like a drink, like a mix that you put in your water. I'm gonna show you. Don't be hating on me, okay? Because I have the Walmart version. But anyway, it's like these little energy packets, right? This is the Walmart version. They have different flavors, and it does really help with your, you know, like with your anxiety and stuff. Don't get it twisted, okay? But I noticed if I drink some of that, you know, I just drink one a day to get through my work day. But I realized once I do this, it does like trigger me. Like I get the jitters, you know, a little bit, and then it just it irritates your anxiety. So stay away from a lot of caffeine if you know you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, because it can really bring on and make your anxiety worse, and then all of a sudden you just have a straight out panic attack out of nowhere. We don't want that. Okay. Not getting enough fluids. Drink you some water. I can't do my videos some water. Like, keep your intake of water has to be on point for so many reasons. We don't have to ask why. We know water is important. Try to stay away from a lot of sodas, a lot of drinks that has sugar in it, or even that other stuff. What's the aspartame or whatever it is? I can't never say that, but you know, the fake sugar. Okay, make sure that you staying away from that too. It's just, this is for our health. I'm trying to do right myself, and it's just like most of these habits is making our anxiety worse. We really don't need to be doing it no way. You know what I'm saying? You know, these are bad habits in so many different ways, and just to know that our anxiety is a part of it. So no, alcohol, I mean, everybody know they need to get their alcohol fix in here and there. It makes you feel good. It's this and that. Nothing wrong with it. But like I say, everything in moderation, you guys, because it can also trigger your anxiety over time. Okay, it can help your anxiety, but too much of anything ain't good for you. But just like it can over time make it hard. So limit our alcohol, you know, intake, you guys. It make it worse, okay? And last but not least, compare yourself to others. And you know what? I'm gonna get up and walk on this one. Let me see. Sometimes we can see so much going on, you know, like I had to sit down. Okay. Compare yourself to others will be the death of you. I promise you. Everybody has their journey. You do not know what they're doing. You do not know what they've been through to get where they at. It look like they living a life of Riley, as they say, or it's just like they have so much going on. Why am I not here? Like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I'm this at this part in my life. I should be here or I should be there. And you find yourself just like really comparing yourself. And that brings on anxiety, like, because now you're like, okay, why can't I? Okay, what am I doing wrong? I'm not doing something right. I need to get myself together. Like, oh, I need to get my life. Like, you know, you start going through all this, and now you done brought some unnecessary anxiety on you. It's nothing wrong with making goals and doing what you need to do. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Realistic goals to get where you want to be, but just know that everybody's journey is different. You're taking Highway 161. Okay, that person might be taking I-20. Okay, long as you get to your goal that you trying to get to, don't worry about what other people doing. That don't matter. Who cares? I've been a person that's like worried about that. Like, I should be here, I should be there. Looking at other people will get you caught up because you really don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know their life just because they put it on Facebook and IG. I mean, that's just it. They put what they want out there. You do know it. Watching videos, watching other people YouTubes and stuff like that, they put exactly what they want out there. Some people put a lot of their business out there. A lot of people do, but most don't, okay? So don't get caught up into the fact of like, where am I at with my life? Like, you where you supposed to be. Just focus on what you're trying to get done and don't be worried about other people because we don't know their business. We don't know where they at, and you have to really just tell yourself, like, your journey is you. It's only you. You're the only one going down this road, honey. Ain't nobody, we not worrying about them. They could be going down the road of disaster. You don't know. You know how many times I've seen something on Facebook or on IG or something, and in like a matter of a week, everything is different. And not to look for that, like that's what I'm looking for. It's just like, you just don't know what people got going on. So don't compare yourself to them. Do what you need to do for you. You know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do for yours, you and yours. Don't worry about nobody else because that ain't, you know, this is your journey. We're trying to take other people's journey. That's not your journey. So anyway, that's all I had to say about some habits that could really bring on your anxiety more, trigger your anxiety more. These are just the simple things that people do in everyday life and not realizing why am I feeling so much anxiety. And it's like, I work for this company that deals with behavioral health, and I'm getting a lot of patients calling in, professional people, all kind of people, and they stressed out. They're going through, you know, and it's just almost amazing how much people are really, you know, dealing with a lot of anxiety, depression, mentally, people going through it. So, you know, I just want to step in just to say, hey, we need to start doing this stuff. Like, we need to stop these habits because these are simple habits, everyday habits that can really make everything worse for us. So I appreciate you coming into my space, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Y'all keep it real, keep your head right. See you next video.